First Day in Hell is my recollection of the memories that I have of being a kid and talking to my grandparents. They were telling me about when they were kids, because they actually grew up during the Holocaust and they were prisoners in concentration camps, and they survived that, they escaped. Talking to them about their experiences that they had when they were kids, and I was the same age as them, and at that point my biggest worry in life was like school and sports, and for them it was survival. Day one, no sun, stripped of our names. Now we are merely numbers, permanently inked in the flames. Our kind, our existence lights the fire, igniting hell on earth, archangels bending crosses, hooked. When I'm saying permanently inked, I'm referring to the numbers that prisoners had. They were no longer human beings. They were the equivalent of, unfortunately, what I call the modern day Holocaust, which is with animals, livestock, just numbers. They're not living beings, they're not sentient, they don't count for anything, they're just a commodity. And I remember seeing these tattoos on my grandparents. Literally the only crime that these people were guilty of was just being of a certain religion or race. These were just normal humans living their lives. In this case, bending cross is hooked. I mean, the swastika is sometimes referred to as a hooked cross. Innocent men, women, children sentenced before conviction. With golden stars to guide them, their gavel is the end of a gun. Day two, lived through. More culprits arrive. Every cage so crowded, how will we survive through the night? Now, sentenced before conviction, as in they're sentenced before they're convicted of a crime, but also they're sentenced before their convictions, their Judaism. And then with golden stars to guide them, I mean, stars are considered a navigational tool, but yellow stars were badges worn to identify Jewish people in this time. I just can't even imagine having to deal with that at such a young age or at any age, and unfortunately I know that that's a reality even for people right now. First day in hell. See the terror in abandoned gazes, fear sunken eyes. Get the guard and walk a dozen paces, saturnine. Incarcerated without reason, doomed by blood. Anti-venom for a poisoned nation, our birthright. I just wanted to sort of create some imagery, see the terror in abandoned gazes. Saturnine, actually, we ended up taking that and making that the title for the instrumental piece that follows this song. And of course, it has a couple meanings. It means, morose or melancholic, but it also actually means poisoned by lead. And you can imagine that once you walk those dozen paces with the guards, anti-venom for a poisoned nation, I just thought was a really powerful line, actually, a line that was fun to deliver just because there was so much hatred and anger in it, which is something I just can't understand. But just the fact that people could view other human beings as poisoning their nation, and that a mass genocide could be like an anti-venom or a cure for this. Also, actually, birthright is the name of a trip that young Jewish people are sometimes allowed to go on a sort of pilgrimage through Israel. I've never done it because I don't adhere to this religion. Being completely atheist myself, I have zero attachment to any religion, and I'm pretty, against most religions because of the chaos that ensues when people become too radicalized. This song is not promoting any religion or any race, and it's also not bashing any religion or any race. It's just very much a first-hand experience of something that my family went through just for having been identified as a certain type of person. And this kind of racism and this segregation exists not only for religions, but also obviously for genders, the color of your skin, the color of your hair, the language you speak, what gender you identify as, what sexual orientation you have. And I think it's just absolutely ridiculous that in this day and age, this is still something that exists. And so we have to remember that this kind of genocide occurred very recently. Like, some people that survived this genocide are still alive today. This was my grandparents. It wasn't my great-grandparents. It wasn't my ancestors. I knew these people. And I heard these stories from them. And I thought it was about time to just take this personal weight that I had in this historic event and translate it through into a song. And so that's First Day in Hell.